Welcome back. In the last video, we demonstrated some of the features of draw tool and navigation tool. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the utilities of other available tools in Avogadro. To start with, let's first revise the features of draw tool by drawing ethane molecule. Now in the element drop-down menu, already carbon is in the selected mode. So if I click on the display panel, a carbon atom will appear and the remaining valencies will be satisfied by hydrogen atom. That's because adjust hydrogen's box is already in the check mode. Now, if I want to convert this methane molecule to ethane, left click on this carbon atom and drag. Left click and drag will create a bond which will terminate on the atom of the element which is in the selected mode. So now if I release the button of my mouse, the remaining valency of the hydrogen gets satisfied by hydrogen. The remaining valency of the carbon gets satisfied by the hydrogen. Now, by chance, if you want to delete this carbon atom, simply right click on this carbon atom. That will delete the atom along with the bond. So we went back to the methane molecule. Now, if I select oxygen atom from the drop-down menu, and then click on this carbon atom and drag. Now the bond will terminate on oxygen atom, and if I release the button of the mouse, the remaining valency of oxygen will be satisfied by hydrogen. So we have methanol molecule on the display panel. Now again, if I want to get back to the ethane molecule, again go back to the element drop-down menu, select carbon, and click on this oxygen atom. Again, we went back to ethane. But right now, this carbon-carbon bond length is a bit elongated. So we need to clean up this molecule. For that, go to the extension menu, select optimize geometry, and based on molecular mechanics, the molecule got cleaned up. Now, in order to have a proper view, select navigation tool, and then you can zoom out or zoom in. You can translate the molecule. You can rotate the molecule. Now, just to verify whether it is staggered or eclipse conformation, rotate this molecule. And now you can see that it's perfect staggered. In order to verify whether this bond, this dihedral angle is 60 degrees or not, let's take the help of another important tool which is available in Avogadro, and that's the measure tool. So if I select this measure tool, but before that, let's first rotate this molecule and then now select the measure tool. Now this measure tool can measure the bond length between two atoms, can measure the bond angle involving three atoms, and finally it can measure dihedral angle involving four atoms. So if I select this hydrogen atom, it assigns a number to this hydrogen atom. So this becomes atom number 1. Select on this becomes atom number 2. Now you can see that corner, you have something called something coming out, distance. This is the bond length of this atom 1 and atom 2 bond. So carbon hydrogen bond length approximately it's around 1.1 angstrom. Now if I select the third atom, in this case carbon, it gives the value of the bond angle. That bond angle is 110 degree, corresponding to this hydrogen carbon carbon bond angle. So since it's sp3, it has to be closer to 190. And second, another distance appear. So the second value of the distance is between atom 2 and atom 3. So that's correct. Carbon bond length is approximately around 1.5 angstrom. Now if I select the fourth atom in the row, that will give you the dihedral angle. The dihedral angle will correspond to the plane, one plane which contains this atom 1, atom 2, and atom 3. The plane containing atom 1, atom 2, and atom 3. And the plane containing atom 3 and atom 4. The angle between those two planes will be the dihedral angle. Right now, that value is minus 60 degree. Why minus 60 degree? Because the angle is measured in anti-clockwise fashion. If I deselect this atom number 4, that we can do it with just by clicking on this, left click, and now click on this particular hydrogen atom. So this becomes atom number 4. Now the dihedral angle corresponding to the plane, first plane is containing these 3 atoms. Atom 1, atom 2, and atom 3. That's one plane. That's one plane. Another plane will be which has this carbon-hydrogen bond. So between these two planes, the angle will be approximately, that has to be 60 degree. In this case, this value is 60 degree. Again, summarize this. We are getting 3 distances values. First one is corresponding to atom 1 and atom 2. The second one between atom 2 and atom 3. And third one is between atom 3 and atom 4. The angle is between atom 1, 2, and 3, involving atom 1, 2, and 3. And the dihedral angle corresponds to atom 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I deselect this and select this particular hydrogen atom, your guess, yes, the dihedral angle should be 180 degree. So now we have a complete idea about how to use this maser tool. Right-clicking on the display panel will clear the atom number. Now, if I want to convert this staggered conformation into eclipsed conformation, then I have to take the use of another tool, and that tool is bond-centric manipulation tool. So bond-centric manipulation tool. If I select on this particular bond, what you see that all the adjacent angles in which this bond is involved, they give you that value. Let's rotate this to get a proper view. Again, select this bond-centric tool, manipulation tool. Click on this atom. You get all the bond angles with the adjacent bonds there. We'll get this bond angle only when the show angles box is in the check mode. Now, what about this snap to bonds and this snap to threshold? Now, if I rotate this, look at this. This plane is rotating and it's changing color from blue to yellow. It shows yellow when this CH bond comes into plane, and if this CH bond, the CC bond, and this CH bond is in one plane, then this shows yellow color. But if none of the CH bond is present in the plane, it will show blue color. The snap to threshold determines how far away a plane has to be to snap to an adjacent bond plane. For example, if the snap to threshold is 10 degree, right now by default it is 10 degree, and if the plane is being rotated comes within 10 degrees of an adjacent bond, that plane will snap to the adjacent bond plane. So for example, if I change this value to 60 degree, a higher value, you won't see any blue plane if I rotate this. Look at that. Because it will move from one yellow plane to another yellow plane. One yellow plane to another yellow plane there. The bond-centric manipulation tool is being used for altering the bond angle and dihedral angle. So if I click on this particular atom, I can change the bond angle. But if I click on the substituent, in this case, in the case of ethane, it's only hydrogen. So if I click on this hydrogen, I can change the dihedral angle. So in order to convert, if I want to convert the staggered to eclipsed, let's do that. So I think we are going very close to the eclipsed one. To get a proper view, let's go back to the navigation tool and now rotate it. Yeah, we are almost to the eclipsed conformation. So that's the use of bond-centric manipulation tool through which you can rotate, which you can alter the bond angle and dihedral angle. But if I want to display this particular hydrogen atom, if I want to change the bond length or change the position of any particular atom, then we have to go for another tool, and that's the manipulation tool. There you have more flexibility. I can change the position of this particular atom, I can change the angle, I can change the position of this particular atom. So manipulation tool has more flexibility to change the position of particular atom or a residue. To see more feature of this manipulation tool, let's first convert this ethane to ethene. But before that, let's clean up this molecule. So go to the extension menu, choose this optimize geometry, click on this. So again, get back to the ethane in the staggered form. Now, in order to convert this ethane to ethene, go back to the draw tool. Now I'll see another feature of this draw tool. If I have to convert the bond order from single to double, then what to do? Simply clicking on this bond will change the bond order from single to double. Click on this, single to double. One hydrogen of each carbon atom got deleted. If I click again on this bond, the double bond will convert to a triple bond. So now it's ethane. Let's rotate this. So that's ethane, triple bond. If I want to undo this last, so we get back to, so Control Z. What I did Control Z to undo the last operation and went back to ethene molecule. Now let's put in another molecule in this display panel. Let's go back to the draw tool. In the element, let's choose bromine. Now if I click here, something unwanted happened. Let's see that to get a proper view. Now this is the situation we don't want, because this atom cannot overlap with this particular atom. So I want to get rid of this. How to do that? Now take the help of another tool, selection tool. So in the selection tool, we can select a particular atom, we can select a particular residue, we can select a molecule as a whole. So in this case, let's select HBr. I can do it atom by atom, or I can do it directly by opting for this molecule in the drop-down menu. Now, if I click on atom of that, any one particular atom of the molecule, the whole molecule gets selected. So if I click on this Br, whole HBr got selected. Now I can move this apart from the ethene molecule. So go back to manipulation tool, select manipulation tool, and now the selected molecule can move to another position. You can do it by this way, or you can take the help of this translate tool. This translate tool, if I put a particular value, for example, let's put the value for the y along the y-axis 5 angstrom, and then apply. Move apart. Let's see that if it has moved away from the ethene molecule or not. Go to the navigation tool. Yeah, it has gone away from the ethene molecule. So go back to the manipulation tool. You can move the position of this particular HBr either through this translate by, or rotate around, or simply by holding this molecule and moving to a desired position. So selection tool, you can select, if I want to deselect this, simply right click, it gets deselected. Anyway, in the display panel, if I right click, it will get deselected. I can also select this molecule atom by atom. If I, from the drop-down menu, if I opt for atom and then click on this atom gets selected. And by the help of shift button, I can select as many number of atoms as you want. I can also do the selection just by the help of cursor. If I move the cursor along this molecule, you can say that everything got selected. The whole molecule, yeah, got selected. Right click, get deselected. And finally, if I want to align the system along a particular axis, then opt for this align tool and choose a particular axis. Let's choose x-axis. Then take two particular atoms as a reference point and then opt for align. So this got aligned along a particular axis. That is your x-axis in this case, and this red arrow is your x-axis direction. If I want to change the direction, let's go for, from the drop-down menu, z-axis, choose two atoms, and then select align. So now it got aligned along the z-axis, which is this blue arrow. Let's do one more tool which will be helpful during the presentation. If I opt for auto rotation tool and adjust the speed along a particular axis and then click the star button, the molecules are rotating along a particular direction. Whatsoever you have chosen. You can change the speed by moving the scales there. If you want to stop this, just click on the stop. So in today's video, we have discussed most of the tools except one, that is an important one, which we'll discuss in our another video.